You're listening to The Money Hour with your host, Tina Mitchell. Sponsored by Absolute Mortgage, a division of Pinnacle Capital Mortgage Corporation. Now, in the studio, local mortgage and finance expert, Tina Mitchell.
Welcome to the Money Hour with your host and mortgage expert, Tina Mitchell, right here on 1150 AM KKNW, the Saturday, July 30th show. I'm dedicated to my listeners, providing you with the tools needed to make informed decisions on matters that affect your money. If you're hearing my show at a different time or day, you are listening to a rebroadcast, but you can always call the show at 1-855-400-1150. Again, that's 1-855-400-1150 or online at themoneyhour.com to ask any questions or get connected with the guests that I have in studio today. And right now I'm going to have a conversation with Dave Wilson with Staging and Designs Network. Dave, thanks for coming back into studio.
Oh, you're welcome. Glad to be here.
And excited to get an update on what's happening in your arena. And before we do that, a little bit about Dave. Dave, again, is with Staging and Designing Network. Dave is the CFO and COO of Staging and Design Network. He has a background in finance, accounting, operations, and mergers and acquisition. He worked at McCaw Communications for 15 years and began his career as a CPA in public accounting. Prior to Staging Design Network, Dave was CFO and co-owner of OnPR Public Relations. So getting a little idea of we've talked a lot about the hot real estate market, and hot real estate market means a busy summer for you in the staging arena, and that's our conversation today. Tell my listeners again about what Staging and Design Network does and how it works.
Okay. Well, our name is actually pretty descriptive. Staging and Design Network started out as ability for stagers to pool their inventories together, share and rent from each other, and instead of having access to only their specific inventory items for their home staging projects, they now had access to many other stagers' inventories, and they rent from each other to fulfill their staging needs. The network bit of the name is really the secret sauce of our business, which is the software that tracks all this. Mm-hmm. It gets very complicated when a typical home staging might have 50 items that go out, from artwork to couches and tables and chairs, you name it. And in our world, that might be owned by 50 different members. Mm-hmm. So the software has to track all that and pay commissions to the appropriate people and do all that. So that's the concept. It's more than just stagers that are part of us, but the business model is really exciting because it allows stagers to scale their business. We do everything else, including the moving of the furniture to and from the home, mm-hmm. and tracking all that. So we take a lot of the headache out of the process. Of course, storage, they don't have to worry about storing their inventory anymore. We do all that.
Yeah, I love the concept of what you guys are doing. So has SDN been experiencing a busier season given what's been going on in the Seattle area in our real estate market? Yeah,
it's kind of the perfect storm where mm-hmm. you have a hot real estate market, and then staging is just on the rise anyway. More and more homes are being staged, regardless of what's going on in real estate home sale trends. So, as they say, a rising tide lifts all boats, and that's kind of what we've really experienced. We're up over 48% over last year.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So it has been crazy. It's been amazing to see this happen, and we've been scrambling to try to keep up with that demand.
So how are you guys dealing in that? How are you dealing with the increased demand?
Well, as you suspect, the big piece is inventory, having inventory available to people. We get our inventory from both members joining and bringing their product into the pool, mm-hmm. but SDN also provides a lot of inventory ourselves. So we've been buying like gangbusters the last month. We have placed so many orders with all of our furniture manufacturers, mm-hmm. and have been receiving inventory, and it's amazing because we get it in and barcode it and photograph it and put it up on our website, and it's out the door immediately. So
Wow.
The demand is there, and our technology, fortunately, that part of it's working and allowing us to keep up with it. It's more the resources. So we've increased staff. We've, as I said, bought more inventory. We're meeting with investors constantly to continue to raise money to scale the business.
Awesome. So what are the advantages to a professional stager? So any professional stager that I have listening to the show right now, Dave, talk to them about the advantage over and above what you have already for using SDN in your services.
Yeah, I think the short answer there is scalability. If you're a stager and you're good at what you're doing, you're going to get more demand naturally. Your name's going to get out there. You're going to have more people calling you. As that happens, you're going to need more inventory, because instead of doing 2 or 3 homes, now you need to do 5 or 10 homes. Suddenly you have to have a lot more inventory, a place to store it, people to move it to and from those staging locations. And what we've seen and heard from our members, the beauty of this is it lets them continue to be focused on their core passion, which is staging. A lot of interior decorator type personalities in this business. If the business grows, you become a logistics warehouse manager at some point, and a lot of people don't want any part of that. So we've talked to stagers who have grown. They might have 4 or 5 warehouses where they are actually storage units where they've crammed their furniture. Each project they're running to and from these places, pulling things out. We have a huge 15,000 square foot warehouse, 30-foot ceilings, forklifts. The process is much more.
Your warehouse says it's pretty impressive.
Yeah, it's much more geared towards that kind of volume. So the stager now goes online from, they can be sitting at home in their bathrobe at night, and they go on the website and just start clicking on the pieces they want. The system fulfills the order, goes to our warehouse. Our people pull those items off the shelf, put it on the loading dock, and that next on the scheduled day, then our trucks deliver it to the home. Our guys unload it, set it up, and then same thing in reverse. When they're done with that staging, they go online, schedule a D-stage, and then we come pick it up and put it back in our warehouse.
Yeah, when I'm coaching business professionals, I always tell them, as an entrepreneur, the important part is for us, including, myself and any other entrepreneur, is to get the business and then to hire out someone to manage the process. And really, that's what a stager is able to do with your company, is they can go get the business, focus on the business, get connected with those business opportunities, and then hire you guys to manage that process. So
Absolutely.
that it's just beautiful. So let's talk a little bit, besides the professional stagers that we're talking about, what other types of members do you have a part of your organization?
We've seen a increase in builders.
Okay.
Builders have
Makes total
their
sense.
model homes, and they need product. That's not their core focus. They want to build houses. They want to sell them quickly. They don't want to be storing furniture. So we've had a couple new relationships this year with some large local builders that have been really successful for both them and us. And we literally stock that model home with the product they like, and then when that house sells, we go and move it to the next one, and we just take that off their plate, which they love. We have real estate agents that have joined, brokers, and even consumers, because as a member of SDN, you get some discounts on furniture purchases. So we have a lot of members, but there's a lot of realtors too that are dabbling in this as well.
So I've got all of those listeners. I have stagers that listen to my show. I have realtors, I have builders, and I have consumers. So let's talk to all of them. How do they join SDN?
Well, our website, which is staginganddesignNetwork.com, has contact information. We have gotten so busy that we actually need you to call and schedule an appointment now to come in. And we have a great showroom that has a lot of what we offer on display. And we like to show people that when they come in. If we have the time, we can show them the warehouse as well, and then really walk through the program with them. But it's all online. Our phone number's on there as well. You can call. We have design consultants and salespeople that can respond quickly.
Perfect. And I have to give a shout out to you guys as well, because I'm really big on education. I do a lot of education for my referral partners within my own community. And you guys are doing a lot of lunch and learns and things for all the business professionals out there. So I just want to give a shout out for that. So future plans.
We're going to continue to grow. We're looking at next year opening another location here locally, probably in the north end. And then that's going to really test us to see how we respond to a multi-market type location and process. And then we're going to roll this out around the country. We have 6,000 members on our LinkedIn website. We have people constantly saying, when are you coming to Orange County, or when are you coming to Arizona? So we have a leg up there as far as that market. And I think the demands there, as we talked earlier, staging's on the rise. And this is a elegant way to meet that growing demand.
So, Dave, I know that you've been involved in startups before. How does this compare with the process and what you've done for Staging and Design Network? The similarities are the growing pains. Startups always have you're figuring out things as you go, and it's an interesting dilemma when you have growth happening and you're putting processes in place at the same time. I call it kind of a controlled chaos. So with any startup, you have to have an appetite for that. If you like all your ducks in a row and things very methodical, you're not a good candidate for a startup, because it can be maddening at times, just figuring things out, but it's very exciting. And we have an incredible team of people that are all energized by this world we're in. So it's cool. Yeah, that's awesome, Dave. And, I think even a startup or a long-term existing company, if you're not stirring things up in your business, you're doing something wrong, because it's always about change. It's always about growth. And so very, very exciting. Yes. Wrap up in a minute here. Any call to action that you have for my listeners listening today, Dave? Check us out. If you are a stager and you're growing, this is a way to really scale your business quickly. We have people that join that are interior designers. They don't have to invest a nickel in furniture. They join our network and they can start staging, hang out their shingle, and start working right away. So it's exciting for young people getting into this industry. So, that's great. Yeah. Wonderful. Well, Dave, thank you so much for coming back and joining me in studio. Say hi to all the team back there. Yeah, I will. Thank you. Okay. Coming up next in the Money Hour, preparing a high cost in college. Brooke Anderson with Kaizen Financial Advisors right here at 1150 AM at KKNW.